Have you ever got a message that just knocks the life out of you? Mine came in a letter. It said, "You've been voluntarily withdrawn from university." Just like that. No warning, no explanation, just one sentence that erased 4 years of my life. My dissertation, months of writing, research, late nights, gone. No record anywhere. I remember holding that paper, thinking, nah, this can't be right. I kept flipping it over like maybe there would be another page that said, "Sorry, our mistake." But there wasn't. And in that moment, I felt this mix of anger, confusion, disbelief. It wasn't expulsion, it wasn't failure. It was a system glitch, one stupid error that nearly ended everything I'd worked for. I'm Daniel, a lecturer, a storyteller, and someone who learned the hard way that setbacks can be sacred. On this channel, I share real stories about failure, faith, and finding your rhythm again, because I know what it's like to almost give up. I can laugh a little now, but that day I honestly felt numb. My father went quiet when I told him. My mom just whispered. You know when someone says that, but you can hear the pain behind it? Yeah. I walked out of campus, sat by the wall near the gate, just watched people walk past. Students laughing, talking about their next exam, and I thought, so that's it. That was the day I realized dreams don't always die loudly. Sometimes they fade away through paperwork. The shock wore off, then the fog started to clear. I couldn't just sit there, so I began asking around, can I appeal this? Is there any way back? Someone finally said, you can get reinstated, but only on health grounds. Okay, at least that was a door, even if it was half open. That's when the chase began. I went to hospitals, collected medical reports, got stamps, signed forms. I wrote the reinstatement letter, printed it neatly, carried it to the university medical director. He looked at it, nodded, and said, well, we'll forward it. For the first time in weeks, I felt hopeful, but just a little bit. Then the letter disappeared. No trace, no file, nothing. And then I wrote another one. This time, I photocopied everything, stamped, sealed, submitted it again. Guess what? It went missing again. By the third try, I was half crazy. Then there was a different head of department, a new exam officer. The system had reset, but I hadn't. That's when I started to learn what I now call the first stage of RISE, research. And I don't mean sitting in a library, I mean studying the chaos you are in. I realized if I kept reacting from emotion, I would burn out. So I started writing things down, dates, names, offices, who signed what, every conversation, every visit. It felt ridiculous at first, like I was documenting my own frustration, but later it made sense. Because when you research your setback, you start to see patterns, and patterns reveal answers. I noticed letters often went missing when they weren't stamped twice. So I started double stamping. I learned the right time to visit offices when people were less grumpy. I learned which staff actually cared and which ones just gave you, come back tomorrow. Bit by bit, I was decoding the system that tried to delete me. And that became the lesson. When your world falls apart, don't just cry about it. Study it. Research teaches you to think instead of panic. It turns why me into what now. There were days I wanted to give up. I'd look around and see classmates moving on. Some started their master's degrees. Meanwhile, I was chasing missing letters. But somewhere in that mess, I started to change. I stopped seeing it as punishment and started seeing it as preparation. Do you know what's wild? The same process that delayed me ended up training me, because the attention to detail, the patience, the ability to follow up politely, all of it became skills I still use till today. When you've chased a lot of documents for 3 years, trust me, deadlines stop scaring you. That's research. The first step in the RISE model. It's not glamorous, it's not even fast, but it's the part where you get your clarity back. You start to think like a builder instead of a victim. And that shift, that's the start of every comeback. After months of chasing letters that kept disappearing, I hit that point where you just sit on the edge of your bed and stare. You know that feeling when you've done everything right, followed every rule, and nothing moves. Yes, that was me. I researched, documented, stamped, begged politely, and there was silence. And one night I said to myself, okay, Daniel, understanding the problem isn't enough. You need to start doing something else, even if it is small. That's where initiate began for me, the I in RISE. Faith is paperwork. People talk about faith like it's fireworks, loud, emotional, dramatic, but real faith is quiet. It's filling out another form when no one's watching. It's showing up in the same office that ignored you 3 times. Every time my letter went missing, I rewrote it. Every time someone said, come back next week, I actually came back. Every time a door closed, I knocked again, gently, respectfully, but again. I started joking with myself, faith needs paperwork, because belief without action is just wishful thinking. My parents saw me fighting exhaustion and disappointment. My mom would say, keep trying. The same God that started this will finish it. We prayed, but prayer didn't replace effort. It gave me strength to try again tomorrow. After a while, I realized I couldn't keep waiting by the phone, hoping for a miracle email. I needed rhythms, something to anchor my mind. So I took a job at a telecommunications company. Honestly, it wasn't glamorous. Long hours, endless calls, bad food. It gave me structure, a reason to wake up, iron a shirt, talk to people, and stay sane. At first, I told myself I was doing this to stay busy. But within weeks, I saw what was really happening. The job was rebuilding my confidence. I was learning communications, patience, and how to keep emotions steady under pressure. During lunch breaks, I would sit quietly, pull out my appeal draft, and reread it just to see. Sometimes I edited one line, sometimes I just look at it and whispered, one day. That small ritual kept my dream alive. It reminded me that purpose doesn't vanish when plans fail. It just hides inside smaller tasks. So if you're waiting for something to change, start doing something that keeps you moving. Even the smallest motion stops your hope from rusting. The companion trap. While I was working, life moved on. Friends were graduating. My younger sister finished her degree before me. And man, I was proud, but it stung. Because comparison hurts more than delay. You start scrolling and asking, why not me? But comparison is a thief. It steals both gratitude and energy. So I made a decision. If something on my feed makes me feel small, I unfollow it. Instead, I started following pages that taught me something: productivity, finance, mindset. If I was going to scroll, at least let it feed me, not drain me. And slowly, that mental space gave me back focus. Instead of envying people ahead, I started learning from them. Their success game proved that mine was still possible. That mindset flipped everything. Months became years, no big news, no miracle call, but I kept going. And I realized something. Initiation isn't about result, it's about rhythm. It's the quiet movement you make when no one is clapping. It refuses to let frustration turn you bitter. Every follow-up email was a seed. Every reprinted document was a declaration. I'm not done yet. There were nights I doubted myself, of course, but deep down, something in me still whispered, you're not finished. That whisper was louder than silence. So I kept working on the telecom job, kept rewriting letters, kept praying, not dramatically but steadily. And in hindsight, that season built a muscle I didn't know I needed later in life: persistence. Because life will give you silence, but you need to decide whether you freeze or move. When I look back at that chapter now, I don't remember just waiting. I remember what it produced in me. I learned that action beats anxiety. That structure can heal. That hope isn't an emotion, it's discipline. In that waiting season, my advice is don't freeze. Do one small thing that keeps your mind alive. Apply again. Take that course. Rewrite the letter. Because progress doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it's just the courage to do the same thing over and over again. That's what initiate means. After the first year, it stopped feeling like a delay. It felt like my life was permanently on hold. You stop checking the calendar. You stop expecting emails. You just exist in between hope and exhaustion. Every week, I would walk through the same corridors at the university. Same smell of paper and dust. Same come back next week. And after a while, I started to wonder if I was visible. If maybe they had already decided, this guy is not even worth the effort. That's when I started learning what stay really means. Staying isn't doing nothing. Most people think staying means you are stuck. But staying is work. It's waking up and doing something small to keep your spirit alive. So I stayed, not by waiting in the same spot, but by staying faithfully to the process. I followed up politely. I wrote letters. I documented everything. And when there was nothing else to do, I stayed in prayer and gratitude. Some days that gratitude felt fake, but I did it anyway. Because sometimes you have to act your way into faith. Patience hurts, but it builds. I don't think we talk enough about the pain of patience. It's not calm, it's chaotic. It's fighting the urge to scream while smiling at people who keep disappointing you. I would see other people moving ahead. New jobs, graduations, visas. Meanwhile, I was still in limbo. And comparison hit hard. But one night while journaling, I wrote this line that changed everything. Maybe this isn't punishment. Maybe this is training. It clicked. Patience isn't waiting quietly. It's strength in slow motion. It builds muscles that quick success can't give you. That mindset helped me breathe again. I started reading books on growth, listening to motivational talks, anything that reminded me that staying doesn't mean stagnation. If you're in a similar place right now, remember, staying doesn't mean God forgot you. It means He's finishing something inside you before He finishes something around you. How to stay. Bitterness is sneaky. It pretends to be strength, but it is just pain that stayed too long. I could have easily turned bitter, and honestly, some days I did. But I made a rule to myself, never let frustration change your character. But even when I was tired, I greeted people kindly. Even when I got ignored, I said thank you. I didn't want my spirit to smell like resentment. That choice changed me. People started remembering me, not as that angry student, but as the guy who stayed calm no matter what. That reputation later opened doors because people trust steady hands. You see, staying gracefully isn't about pretending you're okay. It's about refusing to become something you're not. Social media didn't help. Scrolling through everyone's highlight reels while you're stuck in reality is brutal. Graduation photos, job updates, it felt like the world was moving while I was buffering. But I realized jealousy only drains you. It doesn't drive you. So I flipped it. Instead of saying, they're ahead of me, I started saying, they are a proof that this is possible. That one mindset shift saved me. I started turning envy into study. What are they doing right? What habits got them there? Then I copied the principles, not their timeline. So instead of comparing, I started preparing. That's the power of staying. It gives you time to study the storm. Silence used to scare me. Now I see it differently. Silence is where your voice develops weight. During that season, emails went unanswered. Phone calls were ignored. I was like the whole world went quiet on me. But in that quiet, I learned how to hear myself. I learned that I wasn't chasing a certificate anymore. I was chasing wholeness. I wanted peace more than praise. That's what staying did. It refined my motives. And when your motives are pure, your future becomes lighter. So in your silence right now, don't rush to feel it. Let it form you, because silence is where strength stops shouting and starts growing roots. One evening, on my way home from work, I passed a construction site. Half walls, mud, scaffolding, a total mess. From outside, it looked abandoned, but the workers were still inside laying bricks quietly. And that image stuck with me, because that's what life felt like under construction. Sometimes you look at your own life and think, this looks like chaos. But what if it's just mid-build? That night, I wrote in my journal, even unfinished work can be progress. So now, whenever I feel behind, I remind myself, the structure might look messy, but the foundation is firm. By year 3, I'd stopped measuring progress by results. I started measuring it by who I was becoming. More patient, more grounded, more self-aware. I used to pray for speed. Now I pray for strength. Because the truth is, sometimes the long road saves you from shortcuts that would have destroyed you. That's the beauty of staying. It's not glamorous, but it's sacred. It makes you unshakable. So if you're waiting for your breakthrough and it feels like nothing is changing, remember this: you're not stuck. You're being strengthened. Stay planted. Your season will shift. 3 years after that letter flipped my life around, I was at work one afternoon when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. I had been burned too many times by false hope. But something in me said, pick it up. The message was short. Your case has been reviewed. Please report to campus. Just one line, but I swear my heart stopped. I read it 3 times, whispered, no way. After all that waiting, one text changed everything. I didn't scream. I didn't jump. I just sat there smiling with tears in my eyes. It was the quiet kind of joy, the kind that makes you exhale years of holding your breath. When the door finally opened, walking back onto campus felt like stepping into a dream I had almost given up on. Same walls, same path, but a different me. The boy who once chased signature was walking in like a man who learned discipline the hard way. I carried a thick folder, every paper neatly labeled, double-stamped, filed like armor. When the Senate officer said, you've been reinstated, I didn't even know how to react. I just nodded and whispered, thank you. Then came the twist. You need to start a new dissertation. I didn't flinch. Honestly, I smiled. Fresh start? Fine. Let's do it right this time. That new project wasn't just coursework, it was therapy. Every paragraph was me proving to myself that persistence still works. Every source I cited was a reminder that knowledge can rebuild broken confidence. This time I backed up everything. 3 drives, cloud copy, email copy. Losing the first one had turned me into a man who prepares for storms. Writing became my healing. It wasn't about grades anymore. It was about reclaiming the part of me that believed I could finish. And that's what execute really means. It's not about speed, it's about stewardship. Taking care of what you once thought you had lost. People think execution is about being inspired. It's not. It's about showing up when you don't feel it. There were nights I sat staring at my laptop, drained from work, questioning if any of it even mattered. But then I reminded myself, discipline is what carries you when emotion quits. That became my mantra. I'd set a small goal each night. 1 paragraph, 1 citation, and I'd hit it no matter what. The progress was slow, but it was consistent. Execution is quiet repetition. It's routine with meaning. And you know what? That routine built peace. For the first time in years, my mind felt steady. When I finally submitted that dissertation, I didn't feel proud. I felt peaceful. I printed multiple copies, checked every reference twice, formatted the document perfectly, not to impress anyone, but to honor the journey. My supervisor smiled and said, "This is excellent work." That one word, excellent, hit differently, not because of what it meant academically, but because it validated every silent day of persistence. But I didn't post about it. I didn't brag, because you fought quietly for years. You learned that peace is a louder reward than applause. Execution taught me that do it well, not for likes, not for revenge. Do it because you owe yourself closure. When graduation day finally came, I remember holding that certificate and thinking, this piece of paper almost didn't happen. I could see my sister in the crowd smiling, my parents standing together, and I thought, victory, this is redemption. I didn't cross the stage as the fastest. I crossed it as the most tested, and I whispered to myself, delay is not defeat. That line became my anchor. I have said it to students, to friends, even to myself on hard days, because execution isn't about getting what you lost. It's about proving that loss can't define you. That season taught me how to finish things, how to pay attention to details, how to handle pressure with grace. Those skills carried into every part of my life after. Teaching, creating, mentoring. I became obsessed with doing things thoroughly, not because I am a perfectionist, but because I know what it feels like to lose progress through carelessness. The boy who once begged for signature became a man who signs his own letters now. That's execution. Growth you can measure in mindset. After everything, I realized the real victory wasn't that I got reinstated. It was that I didn't let the delay make me bitter. It was that I stayed kind, I stayed consistent, I stayed teachable. Because that's what execution produces, maturity. It turned pain into perspective. And when I walked out of that campus gate with my degree in hand, sunlight on my face, I felt it deep down. I rebuilt more than my academic record. I had rebuilt myself. When I look back at everything, the confusion, the lost years, the small victories, I still shake my head in a bit. Back then, it felt like chaos, but now it feels like choreography. What I thought was a breakdown was really a blueprint. That letter didn't end my story, it edited it. It forced me to slow down long enough to learn things speed couldn't teach. Graduation day, I walked across that stage holding the certificate that almost never existed. My sister cheered from the crowd. My parents smiled in that quiet, proud Nigerian parents' way. No big emotion, just deep relief. Every step across that platform felt heavy, like I was carrying every sleepless night with me. And halfway across, these thoughts hit me. This isn't success, this is a survival turned into wisdom. Because purpose didn't expire, it just waits. Sometimes it waits behind locked doors. Sometimes it waits inside your doubts. But it waits. I whispered to myself, delay is not defeat. That sentence has followed me ever since. Failure taught me to separate who I am from what happened to me. It taught me that timelines are not finished line, and it taught me compassion. Compassion for myself and for anyone still fighting invisible battles. Now, as a lecturer, when a student tells me they have failed an assignment or lost motivation, I don't lecture them. I smile and say, I know that feeling. You're not done. You're just in the middle of your hour. They look at me confused until I explain the rise cycle, and then they nod because they see it, the story behind the acronym. Pain made me a better teacher. It softened the edges. It made me listen better than I talk. If life ever pauses your dream, build something while you wait. It doesn't have to be perfect. Work the job, take the course, read the book, serve somewhere. Movement keeps hope alive. I didn't realize it then, but every customer I dealt with at the telecoms company was training me for classrooms, meetings, and YouTube scripts. Every small act was sharpening something for later. Faith isn't standing still, it's walking slowly in the right direction. Purpose runs on different clock. You don't fail because you are behind. You fail when you stop growing. Those 3 missing years weren't wasted, they were invested. They gave me patience, depth, and empathy. They gave me a story that now helps others stand up again. So if you're waiting for something, a call, a result, a chance, don't despise the delay. It's doing work you can't see yet. The letter that broke me became my lesson. I still have that withdrawal letter. It sits in a folder at home, not as a scar but as a prune. That broken things can still become blueprints. Whenever life gets rough, I pull it out and remind myself, if I survive that, I can handle this. That paper used to represent shame, now it represents grace. Back then, all I wanted was to survive. Now I see the bigger mission to serve. Because once you rebuild yourself, your scars become roadmaps for others. That's why I tell stories. That's why I teach the way I do. Honest, practical, and patient. If someone watches or listens and whispers, that's me, then everything I went through was worth it. So if you are sitting there feeling like you've messed up badly or waited too long, hear me clearly. You are not behind, you are becoming. 3 years of silence, 1 message that reopened the door, 1 degree, and now a life built on the lessons from that journey. If I could talk to my younger self sitting outside that gate, I would tell him, it's okay, you are not broken, you are being rewritten. And if I could talk to you, my friend, watching this right now, I would say to you, whatever your later looks like, a rejection, a closed door, a disappointment, it's not the final chapter. Research what happened, initiate something small, stay through the silence, execute when the door opens. That's how you rise, not once, but every time. The real victory isn't that I got reinstated, it's that I never stopped believing there was still something in me worth reinstating. If this story finds you right now, maybe that's the reason I went through it. So I could look you in the eye and say, purpose might be slow, but it's never lost. And if you've made it this far in the video, maybe that means you're rebuilding something. I'm Daniel, a lecturer, a storyteller, and someone who learned the hard way that setbacks can be sacred. On this channel, I share real stories about failure, faith, and finding your rhythm again, because I know what it's like to almost give up. So if this spoke to you, don't just click away. Leave a comment about what season you're in, what you're trying to rebuild, because your story matters. And if you need reminders that purpose might be slow but it's never lost, subscribe. Share this with someone who's struggling and come back for the next episode of the Rebuild series. Until then, keep learning, keep healing, and keep rising.